Friends, welcome back to the podcast. As you can tell, the music is a little bit different today because we have a bonus episode and we are doing something that a lot of people are doing these days with the Super Bowl coming up, and it is a bracket. And what we're doing today is actually more fun because we're doing a Real Housewives bracket. And guess who's doing it with me today? my
Yes,
husband.
because I'm such a real housewife, aren't I? Well, I have been kind of for the last 5 years.
You have been. No,
Right.
I think for the last 10 years, you really have. No, you were much, much bigger before than now.
No, I mean myself like a housewife,
Oh,
but being at
you.
home, yeah.
I thought it
No, I
involved
was
in the
definitely a bigger fan. I think that's kind of
housewives.
worn out its welcome.
So, if you don't know what a bracket is, let me just tell you a little bit about what that is. And so basically what a bracket, well, in America, the NFL bracket is the number one seeded team. It will face the worst team in the respective conference in a divisional playoff. And once this matchup is confirmed, the remaining two teams in each conference, second best and second worst seeds, will go head to head. So you're going to pick two housewives and you're
Yep.
going to go head to head. And we're picking based on entertainment value and reality TV. So how good are these housewives in reality TV? And I know you have your favorites because I've heard it 100,000 times. Every time this one housewife pops up, you are glued to the TV. So, all right. Are you ready, honey?
I'm always ready. Well, not always.
I think this is going to be so much fun.
Yeah, okay.
So everybody likes sports, right? Everybody's into sports, especially now that the Super Bowl is coming up. It's this Sunday. And basically, so who's going to be winning, who's not, who's going to be the loser. And at the very end, we're going to have the number one housewife. And that's going to be picked by you, Rusk. Are you ready for the
Yes, I
challenge?
am. I've been ready since, I
You've
don't
been
know, how
preparing
long have you been watching The Housewives?
since 2009,
Yeah.
maybe 2010. Gosh, who was the first housewife I watched? I didn't watch Orange County.
No,
So it was Housewives of New York.
yeah, right.
That's when I got really, really going.
Right.
That's why that's the music that we have on. Okay. All right, Rusk. Are you ready?
Yes,
Okay.
let's get picking.
All right. So your first two picks, because all the women that I put in the bracket, you know
Yeah.
them pretty well.
Some of these are OGs. They're like
Yeah,
from
and
day
you
one,
like the
right.
OGs because you've
Right.
been with me watching this since the very, very beginning. So we're gonna go with two. Okay, I'm not even gonna tell you who. I'm just gonna put the music. Two Beverly Hills housewives.
Yeah.
Okay, are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Kyle Richards versus Lisa Vanderpump.
Oh man, that's a tough one. Um, I'm gonna go with Kyle Richards on this. One,
Oh, really?
yeah, one because her husband is in real estate.
Okay.
He has a little bit of a mix of he's of immigrant parents, kind of like myself. And I know we're talking about the housewife, but it's
Yeah,
about
no,
their
of
entire
course.
life, right?
Yeah. No, bring in whatever
Right.
experiences you want to
I
bring
think
in.
he's of Mexican and Ukrainian descent, and I just kind of like her lifestyle. I think she's kind of real, looking from the outside in. Relatively speaking, to this particular world that they live in.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of Vanderpump. One, I don't like her dog. Her husband's a big pansy. I don't know how they made all that money just doing restaurants and clubs. I think there's a backstory to that. I don't buy that they can have a $25 million home simply on owning, I don't even 20 restaurants or whatever.
Yeah,
this
so
is.
you're a little skeptical
I'm
about their
skeptical,
wealth.
right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
What do you think about Kyle and
I-
Mauricio not being in good terms right now?
Well, relationships are complex, and those things kind of start from years in the making. From what I remember, most recent is that Mauricio seems to have been more dedicating a lot of time to his job, and at one point, I remember him at the very beginning where he was kind of well-to-do, kind of a successful agent, but now I think he's probably the top 1% in California. What
I
I
think
read the other
so,
day, he might
right.
be like the agent out there, has his own brokerage, and it's like, when is enough? I mean, I understand that's when that
And
kind
that's
of
Kyle's problem with him is that
right,
he doesn't dedicate enough time to her
right. I mean,
and always in the business.
if you're worth 200 million or whatever, is it necessary to be worth 3 or 400 million? I guess. I mean, that's the ego. That's what kind of drives people to do more. But is it worth at the expense of what you've committed to outside of your job, which is your wife and your kids?
Yeah.
I don't think that's fair to them. I said, if you wanna go 100% headstrong into your career, you can do that, but you always have to keep in mind if you can make other commitments to other relationships, but,
And
that's
they've been
but
together a really long time, like over
right,
25 years.
and that's obviously not the case with Vanderpump. They seem to have a better relationship
Mhm.
over the long run, but I just find, her husband's too flaky for me. I mean,
Yeah.
not in terms of maybe punctuality, just his personality he's
So
too much of a
Kyle
pansy.
takes this
Yes,
one
yes,
then.
she
So
does.
Lisa Vanderpump, even though she has Vanderpump Rules, you don't care.
No, that show's so annoying. That's such a superficial, the people that she has on that show are some of the dumbest people you'll ever see on TV. They're absolutely retarded. They're loser kids.
No, no, don't say that. It's not a good word to use
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah. Oh, come on. They are retarded and they're
Oh,
losers. They're mentally challenged, whatever you want to, however you want to spin it.
okay, so Kyle takes that one. Who cares about Vanderpump Rules, right? Eh. Kyle and Lisa, by the way,
By the by,
are
haven't we
enemies.
didn't we go to Vanderpump's restaurant?
We did. We
Right,
went to Soar.
and it wasn't very good.
No,
Yeah,
it wasn't
right.
good at all.
Exactly,
It was
another reason,
terrible.
right.
It was really, really, really bad.
And I like
No,
Kyle.
it wasn't Soar. It was Villa Blanca. It was a restaurant.
Right.
It was
And
another
I
restaurant.
like Kyle in Mansky's house better.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
not a
you do.
gigantic mansion. It's just it's enough
Yeah, you do.
for
You do like
I like
them.
that one-story home they have. They have a cool
Mhm.
party backyard to entertain. They have, some of the, there's some technology in that house that kinda
Yeah.
makes life practical. I don't the Vanderpump, she had this gigantic mansion where you're just constantly probably getting lost wherever the
Babe, but
point
she has swans all over the
and
place
swans too.
and little ponies.
And then she had that, dude that was living with her for a while, that was smooching off of her.
Cedric.
Yeah, Cedric. And everybody could see you knew that he was just taking advantage of them, and she was and that's the other thing is that I don't know what her political affiliations, but I'll probably say she's right-leaning, and then
Uh-huh.
she's doing this left-leaning kinda thing, like helping somebody out. I don't know, it just kinda seems
Yeah.
weird.
Ew. Yeah. That can
Not weird, but it's
yeah,
contradictory.
it's got a little
Right.
contradictory. All right. Okay, so we're giving that one to Kyle.
Yes.
Okay. The next one, I'm gonna give it to, oh my God, this is so much fun. Okay, let's see if we can figure this one. Okay, here we go. I need to put the music on because
And that
these
Kyle's
chicks.
husband walks around with that little shitty dog that can't even walk.
No, not Kyle.
Not Kyle's, I mean,
Lisa's.
Lisa's husband, yeah,
Yeah,
Lisa's. He walks around with that
yeah.
little
The little Jiggy.
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 The
The little
Jiggy,
doggy can't
and the
even
dog
walk
can't even walk.
'cause
And
they
that
carried him
and
so
that guy,
much.
what straight guy walks around with a dog like that
But,
all the time?
babe, there's a lot of stray guys that love cats and dogs.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just not me. Stay away from me.
All right, so let's go to the next bracket. We're gonna put two housewives. Let's see. No, we're going here. You know where that's from, that music?
Oh, that is, New York?
New
New
Jersey.
Jersey.
So, Melissa Gorga versus Teresa Giudice.
Oh, jeez. Oh, Teresa is a disaster. She is like
Yeah, I'm taking it you're not a Teresa fan.
No, I remember that whole
Flipping the
table
table.
flipping, ordeal
Mhm.
at one of the very first shows they
Mhm.
had come. She's English language challenged. Creates her own words, takes basic English and just adds extra letters to it, like
Yeah.
ingrediences.
Uh-huh. Ingredients says, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We do remember Teresa doing
Right.
that.
Her
Mhm.
husband had some fraudulent activity going on.
Yeah.
Then he was undocumented here, seems like. And
Yeah, he wasn't allowed. He was taken, yeah,
right.
back
And
to Italy, sent back,
of the two,
deported.
in this case, I have to probably fall back on who's more normal. I think Melissa's more normal.
You think so?
Right.
I think you say that because she's so much more cuter than
Yeah,
Teresa.
she's cuter than Teresa, but Teresa's not bad looking either. But I'm just saying, well, except when she had that whole bodybuilding thing that she kind of looked like Chewbacca or whatever.
That's her hair.
She
She
does
has so
have,
much
yeah,
hair.
she has a very low hairline and those bushy eyebrows, and
Yeah.
she looks a little bit like that.
So you're going with Melissa on this one.
Melissa on this one, yes.
Yeah. All right.
And
Okay.
I'm not saying that Melissa's husband is any more
Yeah.
ethically less challenged or has greater integrity because I think there's some information
No,
about
yeah,
him.
I think there's a lot of stuff in
Right.
the
But,
closet.
it's
Well, they've been sued a lot. Melissa and Joe have been sued a lot.
yeah,
So yeah, they've kind of been in litigation for years.
right.
So they're
Uh,
not really saving. They're not necessarily, Mother Teresa and
yeah.
and the Pope.
I just don't see Melissa picking a fight with everybody all the time.
Yeah.
And Teresa, I remember just about every episode, there was always
Yes.
that she always had an issue with
Yes.
something with somebody. I mean, they
Right.
Bravo found the perfect candidate for that show. Very controversial, very not eccentric, but a very just hyper, very sensitive. And I mean, and then she would just explode. She'd be bipolar. She would go from being normal. And towards the later seasons, she seemed to try very hard to calm down
Yeah.
and be more quiet and be
Well, when
more
she went to jail,
right. That kind of
that
humbled her.
really
That's what
humbled
it
her a
was. It
lot.
humbled her.
Mhm.
But you could tell that she's always constantly just on that edge to explode. She's just trying to do
Yeah. Yeah, of course.
enough not to,
Not to get in
right,
trouble.
not to flip any more tables.
All right, next one. All right, Atlanta.
Yes.
You were big on Atlanta when it first started because Nene was on it. Now that Nene's not there, you're not as big on it. Okay. So here are the two.
Right.
Phaedra Parks,
Yeah.
because you do love your Southern Belle,
Yeah.
versus Kenya Moore.
Oh yeah. Definitely Phaedra.
I knew
Yeah.
it.
Kanye reminds me of Teresa just in Atlanta.
Oh my
But she
gosh.
does have that famous phrase, "Gone with the
Uh-huh.
wind, fabulous."
Yes, she
That
does.
right, yeah. That's kind of pretty memorable. That was a good catchphrase.
I almost used
That's
Sheree because you like Sheree too, but I think you like Kenya more than you like Sheree.
no, it's I think I would have taken Sheree over Kenya, right?
Oh,
Sheree
mhm.
just seems Kenya just seems, I don't know. Sheree, she works out. She's had some issues with, I think relationships too. I think, well, they all do. But Kenya, just I don't know. She's one person, and then she married that dude, and that guy was very mean and
He
hard
was
to her,
nasty to
and she was
her.
very different,
Horrible.
right? And that should kind of teach you not to be the same way with other people. And she wasn't that way.
Yeah.
Phaedra just kind of she's intelligent. She's a lawyer. I think if I recall, she went into the funeral parlor business. Didn't
She
she get her
did.
certifications or
Absolutely.
licensing for that?
Mhm.
I think she's entrepreneurial. I've seen her on some of the shows, kind of helping out the less fortunate to get out of legal
Yeah. Yeah.
jams that
Legal
they were
binds.
legal
Uh-huh.
binds, stuff like
Pickles.
that. And
Right.
she's just not too. She's more kind of centered, down to earth.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. I
And
mean,
her kids are so sweet and just lovely little boys. Like
right.
so,
Very well
so, yeah,
respected. Yeah.
very, very smart and yeah, respectful
Kenya
too.
Kenya was kinda like Teresa a little bit, always trying to start controversies out of nothing,
Mhm.
right? But that's
Mhm.
kind of the essence of the show, isn't it?
It
Everything's
is.
supposed to be controversial.
It is.
We want excitement and sensationalism, right?
Right.
We can't put normal people on the show, that'd be boring, there'd be no
No,
ratings,
no, no,
right?
no. That's definitely not gonna happen. Okay, so we're putting Phaedra ahead of Kenya on this
Okay.
one, okay? All right. And okay, we're gonna go to your okay, I'm not gonna say favorite, but it is your favorite. And it is, let's get to it. Where are you, ladies? Here we go. Who's this, hun?
I don't know the music.
It's
Is that New
it's
York?
New
Yeah,
York.
okay,
Yeah.
right.
All right. Here you go. Here's your two selections, all
Okay,
right? Think very thoroughly about this because
okay,
you love these two ladies,
okay.
Sonia Morgan
Yeah.
and Luan de Lesseps.
Oh, no, that's Luann's my buddy.
Ah,
Yeah, yeah.
no, but you do love Sonia.
Sonia's
Sonia's
very funny.
personality
I
and she's
think
so
I
much
think
fun.
if you pitted Sonia against Ramona, that would have probably been an easier pick.
Oh,
Right,
no, I picked Ramona against somebody else. So you're
right.
gonna still do one more in New York
Yeah, I
because
can
New
imagine.
York are your
I
ladies.
think well, I mean, I think they're by far the most sophisticated.
Mm-hmm.
They're the less sensitive
Right.
of the group. Uh,
Oh, they move on. They insult each other and they're
yes,
like friends
right. But
5 minutes
I
later.
think that's the New York way, right?
I guess so.
Right?
Yeah.
Everyone in New York seems to be, very thick-skinned and very
Yeah.
rude and very abrasive. I mean, we
Yeah.
were just there, people don't smile, they don't look at you, they bump into just perception that we have of New Yorkers. I think they're the pinnacle or the penultimate personalities of what New
Right.
Yorkers are.
Mm-hmm.
I like Luann because she's well traveled. She takes the time to uh, get to know other cultures, other languages.
Right.
She's not really self-centered, relatively speaking. Of course,
I mean, we could say the cabaret thing made her super self-centered,
right.
but
Yeah, but they have to do something, to get attention. And by the way, I think she got divorced from the count. I don't know what the financial
right.
situation was, and it's expensive to live in New York. My assumption, looking from the outside in, and she probably had to find some source of income doing that. And so,
Yeah.
and these shows are a platform for these ladies to do that. And when they're in those situations, like the
Right. Right.
Beverly Hills ladies is all about the wealth and their lifestyle.
Mhm.
And it's not really about who they are as people. New York is the complete opposite. It's not really about the lifestyle. It's about their personalities and their characters and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
That's
So,
why I love New
right,
York, and I don't like the new New York that
right,
they've done. I don't see them as funny and fun.
right.
I think they're just too serious, and they're hyping on too many, like, silly little things, so I'm definitely not into that
Yeah,
one.
so Sonia's funny. I mean, she's very
Sonia is
goofy.
super funny.
She's a bit a little airy.
Yeah,
Uh,
she's a definite
but
airhead.
she's somebody you just want to hang out with, and you can just say anything and do
Yeah.
anything. You can be as funny and goofy. She'll laugh at anything.
And she'll flirt with anything and
Yes,
anyone.
right,
Doesn't matter who you are, how old
right,
you are, female, male, she doesn't
right.
care. She's flirting
She's
all day, every
flirting all
day.
the line. She doesn't care what you look like. As long as you have some ability to perform, she's all into it.
I know, but you do have a favorite, and that is Luann. Okay, so let's stay with the theme of New York. I'm gonna give you two more with New York.
Right?
Because from Sonia and Luann, you got Luann. So let's go to Ramona
Okay.
versus Dorinda. What are
Ramona
you
and
doing here
Dorinda.
without
Oh,
Dorinda?
that's a tough one.
Dorinda.
Ramona to me is like, one, I don't find Ramona to be a genuine person.
Oh, interesting.
I
Okay.
find Ramona to be almost like a chameleon. She's constantly changing,
Mm-hmm.
and once she just kind of bullshits all the time about what she
Yeah.
says, and then she doesn't kind of
Right.
go back to it. Dorinda seems to be to me to be more real.
Yeah.
She does have a short temper.
She does. Yeah.
She does
She
kind of
loves her
she
martinis, and
loves her
once her
martinis, right?
martinis,
Yeah,
yeah.
and she's kind of the penultimate kind of New York, very rough around the edges, but at the same time have that kind of classy side to her, and she switches back and forth. She had that famous line that says, "I cooked, I cleaned, I made it really nice," or something
I
like
made it
that,
nice.
right? Which you walk around, saying all the time when you're frustrated about put effort into everything, and
I
and
do
and and,
say
I,
that.
and we can relate to that because we like putting effort into everything we do. We don't
Mhm.
like to be mediocre, and that's what she's trying to say is that I didn't do anything mediocre. I did this for
I
your
cooked, I
clean,
cleaned,
for
I
your
made it
enjoyment.
nice.
Yeah, so I can relate to that. Sonia she's kind of like a feather in the wind, just kind of flying over the place, doesn't know what she's doing. First, she had that Pinot Grigio that she put her name on it.
Oh, it was a
Turtle
no,
time.
no, no, no,
Was it
that was
Pinot Grigio?
Ramona.
Yeah, Ramona.
Oh,
Yeah,
Ramona,
Ramona.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I thought you were
right.
talking about Sonia. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
Ramona had the
Ramona
Pinot
had the
Grigio,
Pinot Grigio.
which
She had the
what
True
happened?
Faith with her
What
husband, Mario.
what happened to that Pinot Grigio? She
I
stopped
don't think they
plugging
make
it.
it anymore.
Right,
Yeah, I don't see it
right.
anymore.
Must
She
not been
became
very
a
good.
realtor after she got divorced.
Right, and then she had that turtle time all the time on the boat.
Yeah.
Right, and kind of back to Luann. Luann's like, we got the yacht.
We got the yacht,
we like
yeah.
going on yachts too. So good for
Yeah,
her
yeah,
now.
yeah, yeah. So no, Luann definitely it takes. Okay, so between Dorinda and Ramona, who did you say?
Oh, definitely Dorinda.
Definitely Dorinda. I would have thought so. Yeah, Ramona has just such a like a such an attitude sometimes. But I do love using wow, Bethany, wow.
Yes, yeah,
Like
right,
that is
yeah,
my favorite
yes,
thing.
right,
Every
yeah,
time somebody does something crazy, I'm like,
yes, right,
wow, Bethany.
yeah,
That's a Ramona-ism.
right.
Because once you get on the Ramona coaster, it's
Yes, right.
hard it's hard
Yeah,
to get off the
there
Ramona
is a lot of
coaster.
Romanisms. Ramona coaster, the right turn, right.
Right. Oh my God. Okay. All right. Let's go to two OGs that you have definite things to
Okay.
say about. And let's get with them. Put the music first. See. Okay. OG from Atlanta versus an OG from New York. Are you ready?
Yes.
Nene Leaks versus Bethenny Frankel. Yeah, I
Jeez.
left the big ones for the very end
Uh,
because these are two that you really, really, really
that's
enjoy.
really tough because Nene's very abrasive. She's very just kind of in your face.
Uh huh.
Um,
But so is Bethenny.
yeah, she is, but Bethany's not as, she's not as an imposing figure as Nene.
Yeah.
Nene's bigger, she's taller. Uh, she kinda has a more brash personality. Bethany will do it, but she'll do kind of she'll start off a little more subtle, and then she'll kinda get into your face. I'm gonna go with Bethany only because of her success in business.
Yeah, but Nene has a freaking crazy ass, sense of humor. That girl
She's
is
funny,
so
right.
funny.
Yeah, she is funny.
You see, this is why it's hard between
Yeah.
Nene and Bethany,
I'm gonna
because I
go
could see where where you're
right,
coming from. I
right.
do see that.
I'm gonna go with the
Don't
business over the humor.
you're gonna go, "This is over
Yeah.
you."
I mean, humor's funny but that doesn't get you far in life. Well, it could be unless you're a comedian, but, then it's like,
It's
I can relate to
yeah.
Bethany and her
You
success.
can relate
Right.
more to Bethany and who
She
she is.
created products, she sold it to a major company, and then she's kind of built upon,
Yeah,
that
and she went into real estate herself as well.
right.
And the other thing about Bethany too that that used to drive us insane was that relationship she had with Jason Hoppy. Remember how
Yes.
she used to drive him insane, drive him
Yeah.
crazy? So that was a little bit of a problem. But you were not even thinking about her relationships at
No,
all.
not this particular one because I think I would have sided with Jason. I think Bethany's probably really crazy, but she's also had a rough childhood. I
Yeah,
remember she didn't have a relationship with her mother or her father, right?
right.
Either one of her parents. So there's that childhood trauma thing. So maintaining relationships when you are, I'm not a psychologist or anything, but just from personal
Okay,
experience, maintaining relationships is tough.
I get it. All right, here we go. Next bracket. We're going between Kyle and Melissa. Who are you picking?
Uh, I'm gonna go with Kyle.
You're gonna go with
Yeah,
Kyle on this one.
right.
Interesting. Why?
Uh, I just, I find Kyle to be more sophisticated than Melissa. I find back to her husband and them. I think that Kyle and her husband kind of built things together,
Mm-hmm.
and there's not the fraud part of it. That's
Mm,
kind of, it's not good to go through life cheating people out of, business
yeah.
investments or business ventures or
Yeah, like
partnerships, stuff like
supposedly
that.
Melissa and Joe, like allegedly, they don't pay contractors.
Yeah, see,
And
that's
that's an
right,
issue because we work
right.
with contractors all the time
Yes,
and then
right,
we try to be super, super good about working with them
right.
and being fair.
That's Melissa, I think, is cuter than Kyle. Kyle's a little kind of,
She lost a lot of weight.
yeah, she did, right.
Yeah.
But I just kind of relate more to Kyle and to
Yeah.
Mauricio than
And
I do
to
to
them.
them too,
Okay.
right.
Well, good. Well, good. We got that. We got Kyle on that one between Melissa and
And her husband's
Kyle.
kind of an idiot, Melissa, kind of a moron.
Yeah. All right. Between Bethany
Right.
and Luann, who are you picking?
Ooh,
Those were the two winners of the last bracket. So who
man,
are you
geez,
going
that's a
for?
tough one because I do admire and respect Bethany's business acumen,
Yeah.
but I do not like her personality.
Yeah.
But I like Luann's sophistication, like I had mentioned,
Mm-hmm.
her her ability to delve into other cultures and to constantly be learning. That's a tough one because you kind of want a combination of both.
And they both get taken down and they come back up.
Yes,
My
right,
gosh, like both of them are so good about the comeback.
right,
Like when Luann got divorced from Tom
right,
and he cheated on her, he was horrible to her. Like she came back
right.
with like I mean she did have that issue with
I'm gonna
the
go.
cop,
I'm gonna
but
surprise you, and I'm gonna go with Bethany
okay.
because
Yeah, that is a surprise.
I'm all business all the time, and I just that's where my
You
world is.
going with Bethany.
Right.
I got you. I got you. All right. Between Dorinda and Phaedra.
Oh, Phaedra.
These are completely
Yeah, I'm gonna go with
I
Phaedra.
know how you like Phaedra. You know
Right.
what?
More, but it's still it's success in business again.
Mm,
Dorinda
mhm.
is Dorinda's all she's the penultimate housewife.
She
She was
is.
she
She's
was
a fantastic
the
housewife.
housewife, and maybe if you look at it from that standpoint, she would probably be better. But I think that to me, it's about being more than just one dimensional.
Mhm.
If she can be good at some other stuff, then
Yeah, and Phaedra has different businesses. Like she's also like a Reiki healer now. We
right,
figured that. And she's on the traders, so
right,
she's amazing on the traders. She's so good at that game. She's
yes,
strategic. I got you. I see where you're coming
yes,
from.
right,
All right.
yep.
Okay, so we're going with Phaedra on that one. Okay, between Kyle and Bethany, who are you picking? Those are those I've only got three people
Oh,
standing right now.
jeez,
Kyle,
yeah.
Bethany, and Phaedra are my last people standing. So between Kyle and Bethany,
I'm going with Bethany.
Bethany. All right. Okay. All right. And between Bethany and Phaedra, who are you going
I
with?
think Bethany takes it all.
Beth
Yeah,
she, she's
yeah.
like Michael Rappaport said, the Michael Jordan of the
Yes, she
housewives.
is. She's the Michael Jordan of the Housewives. Her personality drives me absolutely crazy because not just I'm an intense person. I can relate to her intensity, but
Yeah.
but she's kind of like an intense person to another level.
Yeah.
And
Hmm.
it's like
Hmm.
I don't think there's ever a moment of her just chilling for a sec. And I know you guys you're like, well, you don't
Yeah.
really chill either, but I do have moments of chilling, but her, it's like it's 100,000 miles an hour all the time,
Right,
right?
right. Okay, so I knew a New York housewife was gonna have to win this one because I know how you love the Housewives of New York.
But I would have put Luann a very close second,
Yeah, you
right?
do love your
If
Luann.
if
Yeah.
Luann had if Lula had some success in business, then I probably would have chosen
Well, I think Luann has success in creative components, and
right,
Bethany's more of a
right,
left brain,
right.
more business oriented, more
Yeah,
businesswoman.
that's where I think I
Yeah, and I think the other thing about that you understand about Bethany is that she's in it for herself, and I think you know
yeah,
that. Even when she's like suing Bravo, she's doing it for her own
right.
self gain. She's really not doing it for anybody else, but
Yeah,
for
for
Bethany
sure.
Frankel,
Right,
right? So you kind of understand where that's coming from, and she's upfront about it. You
right.
don't.
Well, I don't think I'm not so sure on the self-gain. I'm thinking that she's and this is why I also relate to
Uh
Bethany,
huh.
because I don't like when people take advantage of other people. And I think when, for example,
Mm,
from what I understand from the lawsuit is that she's suing Bravo because Bravo was profiting off of necessarily off of her back or
yeah.
off and so I think what she's doing is kind of leading the way for other housewives
Uh huh.
so that it's kind of same playing field. It's the same argument that goes in sports, for example,
Right.
is that the owners of the teams make billions
Mm-hmm.
off of the hard work of
Of the
athletes,
players,
right?
of the
Off the
athletes.
players,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I mean, sure that players they get compensated too, but there's always this constant struggle all the
Right.
time that the players want more because the bill
Right.
because the owners are making more.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that's the same situation here.
So that's that. So I see that. I see that, and I see how Bethany is
Right,
fighting for that
right.
equality,
Equality,
and
right,
and also because they've been using their likeness, especially now with Peacock. Like she does have a point. They keep using them
right.
and using
Yes,
old footage to
right.
make money off of them, and
Yes.
they're not
Being
being
compensated,
compensated for
right,
it. So she does have a point.
right.
All right. So your winner is Bethany.
Yes, it is, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna let Bethany know that we have a winner, and I'm gonna
Okay.
send her a message and say, "Rusk
Yeah.
picked you as her
Yes,
number one pick."
right.
So, okay, Super
Just don't
Bowl
tell
is
Luann.
no, okay, we won't tell her. No, we're gonna hide that from her. We don't want to hurt her feelings. Okay, so Super Bowl Sunday, who are you going for? Who are the two teams? Tell us because I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who are the two teams?
Oh, the 49ers and the Kansas City Chiefs.
Okay, and who are you
Right.
going with?
49ers,
You're going for
definitely.
49ers. Okay. You're sick and tired of the
I,
whole
I'm that
Kansas City winning.
yeah, it's just it's not your home team, and so
Okay.
once it's not your home team, you're kind of like you wanna see somebody else win,
Somebody else. Yeah.
and I think Shanahan's a very talented coach. His father was very successful in his, time when he was a coach.
Yeah.
It's a great story of the quarterback for the 49ers. He was Mr. Irrelevant, the very last draft pick. He worked hard to get
Uh-huh.
to where he's going. They've made them come from behind victories in the last 2 weeks to win, and I just don't like Mahomes. I'm tired of the guy.
Oh yeah, I
I don't
don't.
like him, I don't like his brother, I don't like his wife, I don't like, his personality, I don't like it when he walks to the huddle and does his thing with his hand like he's, waiting for the next play call to come into his headset, as if he doesn't know that's supposed to be coming. I know he's just kind of energetic, he's into the moment. I don't know. I just think that he can be hypocritical about the play calls and stuff. I
Uh-huh.
mean, about the referee calls.
Uh-huh.
I know he's an emotional kind of player. I'm pretty sure he's going to win 2 or 3 more Super Bowls. He may even challenge Brady for the all-time grade of 7. I think he's ahead of Brady at this stage, or maybe very close to it at the same point.
All
But
right.
I'm going with the 49ers because I like the head coach and I like the quarterback.
I love it.
Right.
Thank you so much for this.
Yes.
This was so much fun. I love it when you talk about the housewives.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fun.
It was fun.
All right. Thank you, honey.
You're
I love
welcome.
you.
No problem.
Wonder